Welcome to your last page. Welcome to your last page. Ooh. This page actually has some types of ratio problems you haven't encountered before. So I'm going to help you with them. 2 is pretty standard. 3 is standard, but there's a variation in the question, and I want to make sure that you pay attention to the question. It's easy as long as you pay attention to the question. And then 1 and 4 have something about them that is different than you've done before. That's more than. So I'm definitely doing those with you. Number 1, the ratio of cups of flour to cups of cooking oil in a cake mix is 3 to 8. The ratio of cups of cooking oil to cups of water is 6 to 5. There are 12 cups of flour required. How many cups of water are required? So then, we have 2 separate ratios. Cups of flour to cooking oil is 3 to 8. Cups of cooking oil to water is 6 to 5. You think, why do we need both of these? Well, it's in the question. There are 12 cups of flour required. Cups of flour, how many cups of water are required? So, in order to answer that question, we've got to complete this ratio. And from here, then we can complete this ratio. Because once we find out how many cups of oil go with 12 cups of flour, then we'll take that number and bring it down here and find out how many cups of water go with that many cups of oil. And then you've got your answer. So it tells us 12 cups of flour. So water, oil, oil, flour. So it's right here. So this is the one we don't know. We'll just put in. You don't need to cross multiply on this one because you can go from and do equivalent fractions. 3 times 4 is 12. 8 times 4 is 32. N is 32. That is cups of oil required with 12 cups of flour. We'll come over here. If 32 cups of oil are required with 12 cups of flour, now we can find out how many cups of water. I'll put W for water. I didn't want to put O for oil because that looked like 0. All right, now we cannot do equivalent fractions, so we will need to cross multiply here. 6 times W is 6W. 5 times 132 is 160. 150, yeah. So 160 equals 6W. To isolate the W, I will divide both sides by 6. Now we have W, 160 divided by 6. Let's see. 6 goes into 16 2 times, with 4 left over. 6 goes into 40 6 times, with 4 left over. And then I'll reduce my fraction, 26 and 2/3. So then, if I have 12 cups of flour required, then I will have 32 cups of oil to go with it, and 26 and 2/3 cups of water to go with it, if everything stays at that ratio. Number 2, number 3. Actually, let's do number 4 and we'll go back to number 3. They're both about Betty's bouncing baby carrot and about the dirty diapers. We are doing a ratio of mildly dirty diapers to really dirty diapers. Actually, in this order. The ratio of really dirty to mildly dirty is 4 to 10. If there are 308 total diapers used in a 3-day period, how many of them are really dirty? We're talking total. There's not a total to go with these. So the only way to make that work is we're going to add another layer to this ratio. It's going to be like a fraction with 3 parts to it. Really dirty is 4, mildly dirty is 10. The total of that would be 14. I'm going to erase my equal sign. Is this the neatest looking fraction you've ever seen? Okay, so now there are 308 total diapers used in a 3-day period. Okay, so 308. So we've got to go from 14 to 308. And I happen to know that 14 does go into 308 because I already divided it out. So 308 divided by 14. 14 goes into 32 times because it goes into 28. 30 minus 28 is 2. Bring down the 8. 14 goes into 28, 22. So the rule from here to here is times 22. 14 times 22 is 308. 10 times 22 is 220. Oh man, that's a lot of dirty diapers. 4 times 22 is 88. I would really not want to work there. All right, so, wow, this was a 3-day period. Number 3 is also really dirty diapers to mildly dirty diapers, but this is just a 1-day period. So you have the same ratio, and it tells you, there were 28 really dirty diapers used. Then it asks how many total diapers were used. So you set up your ratio. You put 28, you find the equivalent ratio, but then when you've made that equivalent ratio, you now know how many really dirty and how many mildly dirty. And with those two numbers, you can then find out the number of total dirty diapers. Just be careful that you do that last extra step. And then number 2 is your standard.